Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Knitting All the Blankets podcast. My name is Corey, and you can find me on Ravelry as craftsbycori, and it's all one word. There is a podcast group there is a group on Ravelry for this podcast, and I'll put the link down below in the description box. So if you'd like to come and join us, that'd be great. I was actually thinking all this week, because I've been getting my days mixed up, what am I going to talk about on the podcast this week? Because I haven't really worked on anything except like squares for Eric's blanket. And then I'm like, oh, it's the last podcast of the month. I could show off finished objects. Yay! That kind of saved me, because it really was I don't think I have anything to talk about, really, so should I skip podcasting? So, anyways, I'm going to show you a Boneyard Shawl update, because I have been working on that, and all the finished objects, so lots of squares made for Eric's blanket. So, yeah. Now, for those that remember, this month's cotton, because I knit 1 cone of cotton per month, is, and I did cone those up, so I can go get those. I can pause this and go get those and show those off later. I cone up 4 skeins of Bernat cotton each, every 4 months, essentially, and I knit 1 cone a month. That way, if I finish it early, like I did with this month, I can focus on some other projects and I don't get burned out. So that's something I've realized over the years that I have to do, or else I burn out making dishcloths about August, and then I lose about 2 months of productivity before craft show season starts. So this month's color is Bernat Blue Icicle, and this, of course, the ends aren't woven in, and this is what it looks like. I'm hoping, okay, yeah, you can see the sparkle. It's got a metallic thread through it. And this is the grandma's favorite washcloth pattern. It's one I can do in my sleep. And I got 8 dishcloths out of that cotton. I had a nice pretty stack, and so I will sew the ends in on this, get pictures done, and post to my Ravelry page. That way you can like zoom in on the picture. I have side note, I have updated my Ravelry projects page. It kind of it occurred to me that I talk about all these dishcloths, and the only way you get to see them is on this podcast. And for those of you that want to go back and look at them later, or if you're wondering about how a colorway knits up, especially in cotton, because I've knit up quite a few colors of cotton. I really have. That I needed to update my page, so I spent this past week uploading all pictures I have to my Ravelry page, which is good, because I think just what I've knitted this past, I think in terms of semesters, because I work at a college, so this past spring semester, anything that I've knitted in cotton, I don't think I've taken pictures of individually, which I'm really glad I realized that, because I would hate to sell them off and then not have a picture of what it knitted up for me, what it looked like knitted up for me. So, as tedious as updating my project page was, and some of you will completely understand that, it is tedious, I'm glad I did it. Okay, and then I also got 2 scrubbies out of the mix. Yep, you can see the metallic thread in that one too. It's the same pattern, the grandma's favorite washcloth pattern. I just only go up to like 25 stitches and then I come back down. I call them scrubbies because for me, you can really get into the corners of pans with them instead of having, reach over here, instead of having a big dishcloth in your hand, you can just have a little bit. So that works for me. My grandma gave me that idea, and she actually called them coasters. And in Florida because it's so hot and we get a lot more condensation. Glasses condensate a lot more up here than they do down here than they do up north. A cotton coaster was going to be drenched in no time. So I just started calling them scrubbies. You can also use them, like double them over for pot handles and all that, but I don't recommend trying to take anything out of the oven with this because it's not insulated, and take it from someone who's tried. You'll burn yourself. So this color knitted up very nicely. It's one that I've had in my stash since like 2012. So yeah. But that's starting to change because of how I've been doing the, gotten my cotton yarn in rotation now. I'm working through a lot of the stuff that I've had in my stash from years ago. And I'm starting to get into, I'm pretty sure the next 4 colorways, if I check their tags, I think they're all, not the Christmas one because I did buy that one, but I got from a friend who was destashing a whole bunch of her yarn, and I bought it off her. So, which I was very happy to do, and she knows if she destashes more cotton, I am her first text. Okay, squares to Eric's blanket. I've gotten a lot made. I'm still not up to where I should be, and which had me rethinking. Let me show you the squares I've made, and then I'll tell you what my thought process was. So the color I was working on before was black, and I've got 6 of the black squares, and it's just plain red heart black yarn, and it's the grandma's favorite washcloth pattern, but scrubby size, so this is just increased to 25 stitches, then come down. Nice little stack. You can't see the differentiation between them. So that was done. And then I started on the massive big skein that I bought at Walmart of the red. Cherry red, actually, because my brother picked out a nice bright red. And I'm knitting, and I'm knitting, and I'm knitting, and I'm doing the math in my head and thinking, there's no way in hell I'm going to have this done by Christmas. What if I, instead of doing a million of these are the red ones, what if I did some of the bigger ones, like made them dishcloth size? You know, how would that work? So I sat there and did the math and decided, yeah, that was doable. And then I tried laying some of them out. I didn't actually make any bigger sizes of this one. I just laid it out on the ground, and I think I laid these alongside this, and I just realized they wouldn't size up correctly. And if somebody comments, oh, well, you should block them before you knit them, then this thing's never going to get done. Because there's no way in hell I'm blocking 400 squares. I'm not. This is made out of red heart acrylic. It's designed to be thrown in the washer and thrown in the dryer. Ease of care was paramount. I'm not blocking them. I'm not. So I'm back to, I need to make a whole bunch of scrubbies. I call them the scrubby size squares in the acrylic. So that being said, I've been working on red pretty much all month. And I have a nice pile right here on the couch. And I got my notes down here. And this is 23 haphazardly stacked ends not woven in squares. And I think my estimate was 66. And I've gotten 23 from one of those big things of yarn. And I am not done with it. I am nowhere near done with it. Granted, because I'm doing the center pull, it's open enough I can stick my arm through it. And then some. Like, I think I can put my fist through it and it's fine. So That didn't work. I tried to throw them into my tub, and like it hit the corner and it like split, so half of them are on the floor. That was dumb. Okay, so that's everything I've been working on since my last finished objects post, and I'm actually impressed because I do not count what I have. I don't count the dishcloths, I don't count the squares until right before I film this video, because some days I have been known to finish off a project just so it can be in this video, but I didn't do that this morning. So yeah, counting everything this morning before setting up to film and finding out that I have 23 of the red squares, that's very impressive to me, because I did not think I would have that many. I honestly didn't. I guess I knit faster than I think. Okay, got my Boneyard shawl right here. It's in my procrastinating bag from Joann's. I've only gotten 12 more rows put on it, so one more ridge essentially. And it hasn't quite outgrown its circular needle yet, but it is to the point where you can't really hold it. Okay, here's where I was last week, and that's how much I've put on. And there's the next ridge. So I'm just a few rows, I'm 2 or 3 rows above the next ridge. And try to hold it up. There you go. And what occurred to me the other day when I was laying out the other balls of yarn, it's like, okay, yeah, the next color is going to be that teal. Then I got reminded that this is actually the top and I'm working top down. I'm like, oh, that's not how I wanted it. So the next color isn't going to be the teal, but this red, or hot pink. Why did I say red? Probably because of the Italian flag. So this is going to be the next color. And with as big as this thing may get before the next color, but I only have this much left in the cupcake ball. So that may be another couple of rows. I don't know if I'll get to it before the next, I don't know if I'll change colors before the next ridge, to be honest. I really don't, because, I don't know about you guys, but because this is my first shawl, it kind of gets to me just sometimes how long a row is. And I was doing the rough calculation of, you start off with 7. When you actually start the actual pattern, you'll have 7 stitches on your needle. And every other row, you're essentially increasing by 4. And I'm on, just for ease of mathematics, I think when I did this calculation, I had just completed row 60. So divide that in half, so every other row, so 30 rows times 4 plus 7. At the time, I had 127 stitches on the needles, approximately. And I've done a couple more rows since then, so I think I have like 120 something stitches on the needle. I have not counted, to be honest. I don't want to count. So, but yeah, this is what it looks like so far. I keep holding it upside down. That's what it looks like. I am enjoying it. The make one lefts are getting easier. I prefer make one right because, again, it's easier for me to do, whereas my friend Anne, who has also made the shawl, she's like, really? I think the make one lefts are easier. Because you never know. So yeah, once, trying to hold this the right way. Once this section's done, I'll tie in the pink, do the pink, do more of this, do more of the cupcake, then do this, And then finish off with the last, unless it gets so big that I don't want to. That's also another thing I've thought of. If this thing gets so large that I don't want to put one of these colors in, I can do that. I'm allowed to. It's my shawl. So, because I love how the pattern says about 2 inches before you want it done, you do a different pattern, and I guess your finishing edge. So that's awesome. So yeah, that's everything. I'm gonna pause real quick and go get the cones of cotton. Okay, so hang on. Okay, so I've got the cones right here next to me on the couch. I coned up Bernat mistletoe, and I've got one full cone, and then this one, and I've got probably about an inch and a half of space. So this one didn't come out so far. Some of the other ones have. I've said in the past, it's just very interesting to me how supposedly all these skeins are the same weight and same yardage, but when I cone them up, I'll either have more or less. It's just really interesting. So this will be Christmas in July. Do Christmas in July knitting. They want to fall over. Alright, and then for August, got a lovely bright, this is a Bernat Lemon Drop. So it's a nice bright highlighter yellow. So one full of that. And then another one where, you know, it didn't come all the way down to the next cone. So that one reminds me very much of summer, and because August is typically the hottest month in Florida, I think it's appropriate to have a nice bright yellow yarn for that month. The next one, this one's going to turn out to be one of my favorite colorways, I swear. It's Bernat Squishy, and one full cone. It's almost seizure inducing because it's a twist, and that's how much is on this one. I'm going to get real close so you can see. It is a twist, and it's a blue, white, green, and purple strand, and I love it. I really liked coning this one up, so I really look forward to this one. And then last and certainly not least, for October, last year it happened to work out that the cotton I was knitting up and the baby blanket I was making that month, they were both orange. So, which was totally random. I did not intend that. So in keeping with that theme, because it came up, orange cotton. And this is the Bernat Orange Sickle. And as you can see, I've pretty much got 2 full cones. Both cones are full. So I'm gonna have a lot of orange. A lot of orange. So that's what's coming up in the next couple months. And yeah. I think for the for October, because I'll be going on vacation, I'll stop my tradition of, okay, I've knitted through all my cotton in September, now I can work on something else. No, I think I'll just jump right into the orange after I'm done with Squishy in September, just so I can get a head start, because I don't know if I'll be taking that cotton with me. Okay, so finished objects, upcoming finished objects, not even started, not even whips, fun stuff like that. Boneyard shawl. I know I said something in last week about sharing an update on the mini skein 10 stitch. There's not much to update. I did work on it last night, but all I did was where I tied in the purple, that side, the rest of that side I knitted to the corner, and that was it. So there's not much progress. So hopefully next time I'm going to try to do the corner today and I can get through the other side and actually have something to show you guys, because that one is taking a while, and I think it's because, I really do think it's because I decided to start some other projects. But oh well, it is what it is, right? But I enjoy it. Okay, so thank you for watching. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the description box, in the comments box below, or come join the Ravelry group and leave them in the thread that will be opened up for this podcast, as well as show notes. I'm getting better about show notes. A couple of my podcast threads do not have the show notes, and I'm working on remedying that. What else? If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you would like to see more videos from me, please hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys maybe next week. Maybe I'll see you in a couple weeks. Next weekend's gonna be really crazy, so I may wait. So I'll see you 2 weeks max. All right, bye everyone.